This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Well, we did it. We made it to 2025. Hello and welcome in, everyone. It is our 100th year starting right now. WSM on for 100 years. Celebrating that in 2025. 100 years of the Grand Ole Opry. We've got shows and more shows, and you can find them all at Opry100.com. It's Kelly Sutton and Charlie Mattos with you this morning here on Coffee, Country, and Cody. Joel Wilson is upstairs, and we just joined in with all of our streaming partners all around the world. Happy New Year, everybody. Did you have a good one?
I did.
New Year's Eve?
I was awake for New Year's Eve. Not intentionally. My dog needed to go out and then got scared by fireworks. So I was wide awake at midnight when I did not mean to be. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
I made it to New Year's in the UK.
Oh, well.
I had no problem staying awake till 6 p.m.
I was going to say 6 p.m.
So I made it to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I actually made it a little later than that. But
okay, look, don't brag.
Well, I mean, the wild lifestyle that I lead.
We've got some highlights from Nashville New Year's Eve. I was there. It was great.
How many people?
220,000.
That's just insane. That's like...
We've had 300. So it was down a little bit this year. I think it was probably the weather because we did have like sprinkles. It was a weird mist. It wasn't rain. It wasn't like, cold. It was kind of in that middle ground where we just had, you could see it in the lights, a little bit of the mist. So it was it wasn't bad. It wasn't great as far as weather is concerned, but overall, the talent was fantastic. We've got that for you. We're going to rewind and show you some of the things that happened on Nashville New Year's Eve with 220,000 of our closest friends. And it was all on CBS. So thanks for everybody that was watching and who reached out on social media. I had so many people like texting, hey, it looks great, or I'm watching, and sending me little DMs on socials on Instagram.
Okay, I just Googled U.S. cities by population. It's like every person, all 220,000 people in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, decided to come to Nashville all on the same day. That's exactly what that is
fantastic.
Like. It's crazy.
It was really great. It was a great night. Jelly Roll killed it. Keith is always so good. Keith Urban, and a great host, by the way, doing the television portions of it. And Kane Brown came out. Caitlin came out and sang with them. Just really special. So we've got some of that coming up. Entertainment headlines. Also, we just found out Cody Johnson has some resolutions for the new year. We'll tell you what those are. Plus, Post Malone's favorites of last year. Who was he playing the most? One, not shocking. The other one, a little surprising.
Oh, I'm intrigued. I'm kind of curious what his taste is, because it could be all over the board, right? I mean, there's not a specific area.
No, I mean, you don't put Posty in a box. He doesn't like to do that.
Or in a corner, apparently.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome back, Coffee, Country, and Cody. It's Kelly Sutton and Charlie Mattos, Joel Wilson, starting off 2025 here inside the A-Cuff house. This is the first time we've ever been able to start the new year in a new building. How about that?
Yes.
For 40 plus years.
I had to think about that, but you are absolutely correct. Yes.
Yeah. Brand new building. Yes. Well, it's not a new building.
Newly
brand
renovated.
New to us. Newly renovated for us here at the Simply Superior Studio. Brought to you by Springer Mountain Farms, the A-Cuff House on the Opry Plaza. And we do have a whole lot of Opry shows. We're celebrating 100 years. We've turned over into 2025, which means it's a year-long celebration of 100 years of WSM and 100 years of the Grand Ole Opry.
And Opry 100 begins tomorrow at Ryman Auditorium. And one of the guys who's going to be headlining tomorrow night at the Ryman, Charlie Worsham, is going to join us in just a little bit.
CMA Award winner.
Musician of the Year, yes.
You got to make sure that you put that out.
Well, he texts if we don't,
It's part of, it's his
brother,
rider.
It's in my right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to make sure that that's
I'd make that thing into a medallion and just carry it around with me.
Well, but we talked about it earlier. They're very fragile, those CMA awards.
Yeah, they're sharp, too. They could be a weapon.
They are glass bullets, kind of a crystal bullet. So we'll have to see if his number one has arrived, because it does take a while. They get them engraved and, then they get them sent.
Right.
So we'll wait and see if he has it and if it arrived unscathed, or if the kids have gotten hold of it and maybe it's already broken a little.
I didn't know they sent you a new one, though. What did they charge you for, you think, or did they send it to you for free?
Maybe.
I might just, break one just to get a second one.
I don't know about CMA Awards, but Emmy Awards, a replacement is $400.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, that
Ooh.
was a long time ago. It might actually be more now.
Well, and if you topple one of those, because they're sort of big anyway, yeah, that could
And
do
they're
some
heavy.
damage. Yeah.
They are heavy.
Never had one myself, but
I'll bring mine in. You can feel it.
thanks. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk entertainment headlines coming up in just a little bit. We've got a lot of stories that we want to get to, including Nashville New Year's Eve. We're going to recap some of that for you in case you missed it. Little video of Jelly Roll doing his thing on the stage that I captured for everybody. Cody Johnson, moving into 2025, has some resolutions. And Post Malone's favorites of 2024. Who did he listen to the most? He had two people that he mentioned. One,
Okay.
I wasn't surprised by. The other, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I 100% agree.
Is the answer to either of them Post Malone?
No.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure if he's an only child listening to himself. So, okay.
That's so great. I love it. Well, we have a lot to get to in entertainment headlines, but the thing that we really need to talk about is Nashville New Year's Eve. It was Jack Daniel's New Year's Eve Live, Nashville's Big Bash. That's the official title.
You practiced that a few times.
Yeah, had to say it a couple times, and also had to thank all of the sponsors, and there were pages and pages and pages of them, but thank you to everybody that made it come true. It was an incredible night. I was out on the stage. My sweet husband, who's also / videographer, got some video of me
Oh, good job.
on the stage.
This is your one duty, Paul. Don't mess it up.
No, he did a great job. So we had a little bit of that. And then Jelly Roll came out. It was an incredible night from top to bottom. Started with Keith Urban. There's the video of me on the stage. The coat looked good.
My name's Kelly Sutton. I have a lot of jobs here in Nashville.
Look at you up on the
Listen,
Jumbotron.
Super proud of is I get to host the Grand Ole Opry.
Yay!
And we encourage you to come out and see us. But
I got a
also-
plug in for us.
Good job.
I got a plug in for
Good job,
us. I was telling everybody to come and see us. But thank you to everybody who made that a special night. 220,000 people in attendance that night. So it was amazing, top to bottom. If you want to come out, next one we're going to be doing 4th of July. It's also free. It's also downtown. This one is on Broadway. I'll be there hopefully again this year. And it is so much fun. Look at Jelly Roll just killing it.
It won't be cold.
I get to work on the hottest and the coldest days of the year.
We
For the
need
city.
we need events in March and September.
September would be great. But man, we really showcased our city in a big way on CBS. It looked beautiful, and I'm just happy that I get to be a little part of it. So coming up later, entertainment headlines. Carrie's show will be streaming on Hulu, and I'll tell you when. So that's coming up.
Her
in
Vegas
just
show.
a little- Her Vegas show, yeah.
Country and Cody is on WSM.
We welcome into our brand new home a friend who's been with us many times. And I forgot, you haven't seen the new digs yet. Hello, Charlie Worsham.
Howdy, and Happy New Year, y'all. This place is awesome. I don't think I'm going to leave. I'm just
You
going to stay
walked
all
in and
weekend.
went, and I was like, that's how I remember if people have been here yet or not, is the reaction when they walk
Yeah.
through the curtain. So,
Yeah.
yeah, welcome in.
Thanks. It's good to be here. I mean, I've been here for so many iterations of this building, but I think this has to be the coolest.
Did you ever get to come when Mr. Roy lived here?
As a kid, we were here a lot for Opryland and the Opry,
Okay.
so I know I would have passed by. I don't remember seeing him here at the house, but I would have walked right past. I remember seeing him open the Opry when the curtain opened. He had this big white suit on, and it was something you never forget.
Ah, so cool. We've got some great pictures in the back. You'll have to see. Just this was the living room, and he was watching TV in the corner, and he was on the back patio.
That's amazing.
So yeah, we love it. We love our new place, and it's pretty
Yeah.
special. And you're sitting on wood that's from the Ryman from the 50s.
Which I love. Yes.
Yeah. I love that you have such a fondness for all of this. I know you in particular love the history of WSM and the Opry.
I do. Well, they're so closely intertwined, and I'm actually really excited that tomorrow night I'll be playing on the Opry at the Ryman, which I feel like this could be a good raft. Maybe I'll just float down on the Cumberland on this thing and hop off downtown. But, it's going to be a really special show because, like today with y'all, I mean, we're kicking off this 100th year, and I get to, Opry Dan had asked me to put together a medley celebrating 100 years of musicianship. On the Opry.
Oh, wow.
And I'm really excited. What if y'all got a minute for a quick
Yes,
aside?
of course.
So obviously I've been listening to the songs in the medley a bunch, and my friend Charlie McCoy, Grand Ole Opry member, Hall of Famer,
Love him.
is going to kick us off with a D4 Bailey tune. So when I listen through to the songs, the first one is D4 Bailey Fox Chase, and this is a testament to the enduring appeal and power of the Grand Ole Opry and WSM. My son Gabe asks for, he calls it get 'em, because that's what Deep Ward's saying in between the harmonica licks. But he has been, I'll tell you, it's going to be in my Spotify Wrap for 2025, my most played song. It's his favorite song right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How fun is that?
Yeah, 100 years later, you know, it's just as appealing to an audience of a 3-year-old anyway.
Well, you're starting the year off with a good Father of the Year nomination right there.
Well, I will say his other favorite songs are Long Way to the Top of Rock and Roll by AC/DC and Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones.
There
We're
go.
getting into the country,
he
know.
likes guitar riffs.
He does.
That makes sense.
Yes.
You know? Oh, that's great.
Oh, okay, and we have little sister now.
We do. Harper Jean.
How old?
She will be 3 months old a little later this month, and she's great. She's just so sweet. She's smiling a bunch these days. It's a really good time to be at the house these days.
Now, I am an only child. I have one child. Charlie is an only child. He has one child.
Correct.
How different is it to go from 1 to 2?
Because you
Right.
are an only child.
I'm an only child,
Right.
and until
Okay.
recently had.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You know, it's a whole new world for me. My wife Kristen has a sister, and I love having. I always wanted to be an uncle, and so I love having the opportunity for those dynamics in
Yeah.
the family. And I love that as our kids grow older, that they'll have each other. You know, to call them, Mom and Dad are crazy, right? Yeah, probably. You know, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, that is just the coolest. Has it changed the way that you approach songwriting?
You know what's funny is I feel like I've been moving so fast. I've been working on a new record and, you know, out on the road with Dirks and playing some shows on my own. This is the first time in a long time that I've kind of stepped away from the writing desk this much. It makes me nervous, but I also trust that, you know, this is you weave in and out of these seasons. And so what I have been doing is taking a lot of notes. So as soon as I can get back to writing, I have a lot to catch up on.
I was going to say, it's interesting when we watch our friends go from single guy in country music to married guy in country music to dad in country music. The songwriting, you can watch the way that it changes throughout.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is so cool.
So I noticed you mimed a pencil and paper. Do
Yes.
you actually still take notes, or is it all on
big
an iPhone?
time. And I am a pencil snob. You know,
Okay.
some folks are
Really?
coffee snobs, whatever, and I guess I kind of am that too. But yes, I love the Blackwing pencils, and I'm real picky about my paper and my notebooks. I use those Moleskine notebooks and stuff. But yes, I still try to fill up blank pages when I can. And I mean, I'm not opposed to typing on a laptop or something, but yeah, there's something about the tactile experience. You're just like listening on vinyl records, you know, it appeals to more than one sense.
Well, and it's a skill that's gone away because it's one of my favorite things when I go to the Hall of Fame to look at the exhibits of handwritten lyrics
Yes.
and see what's scratched out and like what
Right.
could have been and how they changed it and the
Exactly.
whole thought process. And if you just delete it, it changes it all.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. How many of those different binders do you think you have?
I am probably on notebook number 16 or 17, something like that. I mean, it's a whole crate full of notebooks. But you know what's fun is I actually got a different style of notebook, and I've started journaling to our kids. And just tell them, you know, like this week you slept through the night for the first time or whatever it is. You know, we tried food for the first time, and that's been really fun. And Kristen and I talk a lot about how in a few more years, like looking back, these early years are such a blur that
They are.
we've already forgotten some of those early moments the first time around, and so it'll be fun to read back and go, oh wow, I forgot about that.
Does he say anything that is a little bit wrong, but it's so cute you don't want to correct it? Like my daughter, instead
absolutely.
of earmuffs, she would say ear muffins.
Oh yeah,
Mom, where are my ear muffins? And I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't ever want to correct you.
oh my gosh, we are in the middle of that right
Okay,
now.
you've gotta
and
write
in
those
the
down
journal,
'cause
I
you
have a whole
forget.
list. It's like a whole page of those words, and goodness, Gabe's probably listening right now. When he asks about something, it's what's it called like,
What's
which
it
I love,
called?
Oh, that's
which
great.
is great, and bananas. And
Bananas?
bananas.
Oh, is that the yellow fruit?
The yellow fruit,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, yeah.
Or Nandas, you know, for sure.
The-
Which
the
is
th-
also Nana.
Yeah.
But
The thing with Jackson was I would start saying it like he would say it, and I almost forgot how to pronounce things correctly.
We're-
like
yeah.
he would call Chattanooga Chakanuda, and I would find myself saying
Yeah.
it thinking that was how
Yeah.
the city is.
Chakanuda.
yeah.
Chattanooga.
Oh, yeah, maybe is Mimi. We definitely say Mimi now.
That's
See,
great.
these are the things.
Yeah.
You can do an entire song with just all of that in it for him.
Yes, I love that.
There you
love
go.
that.
So that is one big life change since
Yeah.
the last time you joined us. The other big life change since the last time you've joined us is you've got a nice award in the trophy case.
Oh, goodness, I do. And I heard y'all talking about those things
Yes.
on my drive in.
So has it arrived?
You know what's so cool about the CMAs? I have to give them credit for this. This was the first year they offered engraving on the spot at their after party.
Really?
So you walk.
That's cool.
It was so awesome. You walk across the street. They got these old looking, I don't know if you call them a lathe or what, but these engraving machines. And Brendan Oliver, who works with the CMAs.
I love you, Brendan.
Yeah, we
So
love
great.
you. And he had the white gloves on and handed me my award with the engraving. And it's awesome. It's been sitting on the shelf, and I still don't believe it.
That's so cool. Congratulations. I got to catch up with you on the red carpet
Yeah.
right before. It was
That's
so
right.
good. That was
Pretty
such a
wild.
good moment. And I was screaming from the top of my lungs when they announced your name for Musician of the Year.
Man,
That's
thank you.
amazing.
I definitely felt the love. And I again, to the CMA, they put musicianship on par with all of the artist awards. I mean, the only difference was it was during a commercial break, but I was on the stage, the seats were full, and to be able to thank all the people that helped get me to that moment in the room right there was a really special part of it that I'm grateful that the CMA recognizes. Country music's a little bit different. We couldn't do this without the songwriters, without the players, and all the liner note people.
That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So very well deserved.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Well, we've made it to year 2025, which means we are 100 years old. 100 years old on WSM, 100 years old at the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
The first show of 2025 is tomorrow night at the Ryman. You're going to have Whisper and Bill Anderson and his Po Folks Band. Mandy Barnett's going to be there. Charlie McCoy, Craig Morgan, Don Schlitz, whom we love, the Traveling McCoys, and the CMA Musician of the Year, Charlie Worsham, stepping on the stage.
I'm so excited. As a matter of fact, I'm borrowing the Traveling McCurries to play
You
with
are?
me. Yeah.
Oh, how
yeah.
fun.
We're going to do this song right here, actually, together.
Okay, now
And,
give us the backstory.
Well, the backstory. So I've been working on this new record, and I want to take a page from the book of Vince Gill, which I often do. But y'all remember when he made that album, High Lonesome Sound?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And the title track, he had the full Nashville country band rocking on it. And then at the end, he called up Union Station with Allison Krauss and had them play the bluegrass version.
Yep.
Well, this song, we have the full band version, but I want to go in and cut a bluegrass version and stick it on the end of the record. And so we're going to kind of audition that in the best place in the world to audition a song, which is the Mother Church. So, yeah.
Can I ask you a quick Vince question since you just brought him up, and then
Yeah.
obviously you'll play. I'm curious too, because the first time we ever met would have been King Billy when you joined us back at our hotel studio. But the first time I ever remember seeing you play a lot was when you would be there with Vince at the Opry.
Yes.
And I think so many of those nights, as Vince tends to do, you don't know what you're playing till sometimes he just calls it out 10 seconds
Yes.
before, and maybe it's a song you've never played before. How much did that help in just your musical, I don't want to say training, but just being able to think on your feet
Immensely.
in front of 4,000 people?
Immensely, but I have to say, full disclosure, you'd be hard-pressed to find a Vince Gill song that I had not already worked up
Right.
in my teenage years. But, I've learned so much from him. And, going back to the CMA, award, and we were talking in the break about all the messages, and that being, receiving messages from friends being the coolest part about it. And my voicemail from Vince is, something I'll pass on to the grandkids. I mean, good Lord, it was just something you never believe possible, but he's just the best. He's just the best, yeah.
I can't imagine the bluegrass version of that because it would probably really be fast, too.
It's going to be, well, yes, absolutely. And like when I was talking to Vince about his bluegrass version of High Lonesome Sound, I was like, man, is that you playing mandolin? He's like, oh, no. He said, I'll let them, so I'm just going to sing.
Okay.
I might play a little rhythm. I'm
Yeah.
going to let them take it off,
Let them
just
step up to
go,
the mic.
Go full speed.
There it is.
Well, I was going to ask about picking. I know some people, there are 9 p.m. songs to sing and 9 a.m. songs to sing.
Yeah.
Are there 9 a.m. songs to pick? Because that was some pretty intricate
Well,
picking there
yeah,
early
you
in the
got your
morning.
fingers warmed
You know
up.
what? I've actually been trying to figure out ways. I mean, the story of my life is how to balance doing this and also being present with my family. And I've been better about maintaining my chops because at bath time, and it's only about 5 to 8 to maybe 10 minutes on a long bath night, but I'll sit there next to the bath and just pick guitar. And that's kind of what keeps my chops going. So I'm able to do the 9 a.m. song a little better than I maybe would have a year or two ago.
And do we take bath time requests?
Actually, Gabe does request
There you go.
Sing Start Me Up. So, absolutely. Yeah.
I love this. How fun. That's
Good
amazing.
stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. So 2025, new music coming.
Yes, new music. I'll be out there on the road with Dirks this summer. I've just been loving being a part of that whole touring family. I'll be in Germany and the UK. As we all know, WSM is worldwide.
That's amazing.
And so anybody listening across the pond, look for me there. And yeah, just coming home and loving on the kiddos.
And thank you for always being a part of the Grand Ole Opry, being there on the stage and honoring it. There are certain people that just get it, and Charlie, you are at the top of the list.
Well, thank you. Means
Thank
the
you
world
for
to
doing
me.
that. It's amazing.
That guitar lick just made me think of, and I wish I had gone, and I did not, but the most recent medallion ceremony.
Oh.
When Keith Richards was there.
That was the absolute. I mean, McCartney or Keith Richards would have been my two absolute top of the bucket list, and I cannot believe, and I have to give credit to him. I didn't get to meet him up close and shake his hand or talk to him, but when he walked in for rehearsal, he looked at each one of us in the band and took a few minutes, just a second or two, to register that I see you and we're going to jam together. And they had blocked off a whole hour for sound check with him and rehearsal. And Steve Jordan was there playing drums, and he kicked off the song. They played it one time. He turned around and goes, "We're good," and he left. It was great.
That was it. I had a chance to interview him and to hang out with him, and he didn't know where he needed to go next. And he said, "I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go." And I said, "Well, let's figure it out together." And we held hands and walked down the hallway at Bridgestone. I was like, I will remember this for the rest of my life. He's just,
the absolute coolest. And
was
such a country
darling.
fan. I mean, the legendary story on the Bradley Barnes session with George Jones, George going, "Who is he again?" And Martha Stewart being like, "Well, he's in the band. What's their called? The Rolling Stones. Are they hot?" He's like, "Oh, they're hot."
they're hot. They're hot. Opry 100, we kick it off tomorrow. It's going to be at the Ryman. Charlie's going to be on stage. Thanks for coming in.
Thank y'all.
Good to see you.